Time and work. Work from days. If A can do a piece of work in n days, then A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by n. Remember, if A can do a piece of work in n days, then A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by n. For example, if A can do a piece of work in 10 days, then A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by n. And similarly, days from work. If A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by n, then A can finish the work in n days. In n days. If A's 1 day's work is equal to 1/8, then A can finish the work in 8 days. Ratio. If A is twice as good a workman as B, then ratio of work done by A and B is equal to 2:1. 2:1. Ratio of times taken by A and B to finish a work is equal to 1:2. So we understand when we are considering time, just reverse the case. When the ratio of work done is suppose 2:1, then ratio of time taken is 1:2. So this is very important, just you remember it. Example. Question 1. A can do a work in 10 days and B in 20 days. If they work on it together for 6 days, then the fraction of the work that is left is, you have to answer. So how to explain? A can do a work in 10 days. That means A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by 10. Remember, 1 by 10 here. Because A can do a work in 10 days. So 1 day's work is 1 by 10. That is of H. Similarly, B can do a work in 20 days. So B's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by 20. 1 by 20. Okay. If they work on it together for 6 days, okay, before that, so in 1 day, A plus B can do the same work in 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20, that is equal to 3 by 20. That is 3 by 20. Just we have to add 1 by 10 and 1 by 20. So A plus B's 6 days work is equal to 3 by 20 into 6, that is 9 by 10. Because 6 can be cancelled 3 and 10. We can cancel by 2, 3 and 10. So 3 into 3 is 9 and 10. So 9 by 10. Therefore, remaining work 1 minus 9 by 10 is equal to 1 by 10. This is the answer. You remember, always you have to consider the total work is 1. So out of 1 you can consider everything. So 1 is the work. Okay. Next question. A is twice as good as workman as B and therefore is able to finish a job in 60 days less than B. Working together, they can do it in how many days? So remember, A is twice as good as workman as B and therefore is able to finish a job in 60 days less than B. Working together, they can do it in how many days? So you see, ratio of times taken by A and B is 1:2. Just you understand how this is 1:2. Ratio of times taken by A, because A is twice as good as workman as B. So ratio of times taken by A and B equal to 1:2, because what work A can do, B will take twice that time. So obviously the ratio is 1:2. The time difference you just mark. is 2 minus 1, that is 1 day. While B take 2 days and A takes 1 day. Understand? B take 2 days and A takes 1 day. If difference of time is 1 day, B takes 2 days, obviously. If difference of time is 60 days, B takes 2 by 1 into 60, that is 180 days. So what work A can do in 60 days, B can do in 120 days, obviously, because A is twice as good as workman as B. So A takes 40 days to do the work. So A takes 40, A takes 60 days. This is 60 days to do the work. So A's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by 60. A's 1 by work it is equal to 1 by 60. So this is 60. 60, that is 60. The B's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by 120 because B can do in 120 days. So A plus B's 1 day's work is equal to 1 by 60 plus 1 by 120 equal to 3 by 120 is equal to 1 by 40. Otherwise, A and B together can do the work in 40 days. Okay. Question 3. If 6 men and 8 boys can do a piece of work in 10 days, while 26 men and 48 boys can do the same in 2 days, the time taken by 15 men and 20 boys in doing the same type of work will be. So you have to find out that. So you have to explain. If 6 men and 8 boys can do a piece of work in 10 days, okay, let one man's 1 day's work is equal to X and one boy's 1 day's work is Y. So you have to take that to make it simple. So according to question, if 6 men and 8 boys, that means 6x plus 8y is equal to can do the work in 10 days. That means in 1 day they can perform. So 1 by 10 of the work, that is 6x plus 8y is equal to 1 by 10. And similarly, while 26 men and 48 boys can do the same in 2 days, that means 26x plus 48y is equal to 1 by 2. Very clear? So we have to solve all these problems. So first is 6x plus 8y equal to 1 by 10, right? And 26x plus 48y is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So in the first one, we can multiply 6 because if multiplied by 6, 6 into 6 is 36 and 8 into 6, 48. And we can multiply in 1 by 10. When we subtract together, then what will happen? This 48, this will turn 48, this is 48. It will be cancelled. So say, what will happen? So by solving this, we can find x very easily. And similarly, we can find y. And you see, we solved x can, it is 1 by 10 and y is 1 by 200. 15 men plus 20 boys, 1 day's work is equal to 15 by 100 plus 20 by 200. We have to multiply since with 1 by 100 15 and with 1 by 200 20. So result will 1 by 4. So 15 men and 20 boys can do the work in 4 days. This is very simple. Okay. Next question. A and B can together finish a work in 30 days. They work together for 20 days and then B left. After another 20 days, A finished the remaining work. In how many days A alone can finish the work? You see, we have to understand the question first. A and B can together finish a work in 30 days. So, A plus B can do in 30 days. So we have to find they work together for 20 days. So A plus B in one day they will do 1 by 30th portion of work, 1 by 30th portion of the work. So in 20 days, 1 by 30 into 20, that is nothing but 2 by 3, that is 2 by 3. Again, remaining work is 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 1 by 3. Okay, after another 20 days, A finished the remaining work. So now 1 by 3 work, what is left? Work is done by A alone in 20 days. Therefore, the whole work will be done by 20 into 3 equal to 60 days. Correct? Next. Amar can do a piece of work in 20 days. Tamar is 25% more efficient than Amar. The number of days taken by Tamar to do the same piece of work is how many days? So we have to explain. You see, Amar can do a piece of work in 20 days. So ratio of times taken by Amar and Tamar is 125 is to 100. How? Because Tamar is 25% more efficient. Tamar is more efficient 25%. And a Amar can do a piece of work in 20 days. Tamar is 25% more efficient than Amar. The number of days taken by Tamar to do the same piece of work is we have to find out. So ratio of times. So in times means we have to reverse the proportion. So ratio of times taken by Amar and Tamar is 125 is to 100. That is nothing but 5 into 4. You can divide by 25. So 5 is to 4. Suppose Tamar takes X days to do the work. So 5 is to 4, which is nothing but 20 is to X. That is X is equal to 4 into 20 by 5 equal to 16. We can just solve it. You can cancel 5. It will come 4. It will come 4. We have to cancel 5. 4 into 4 equal to 16. So X equal to 16. So Tamar takes 16 days to finish the work. Okay. Next. A takes twice as much time as B or thrice as much time as C to finish a piece of work. Working together, they can finish the work in 2 days. B can do the work alone in how many days? Okay. Understand the question. A takes twice as much time as B or thrice as much time as C to finish a piece of work. So we can convert into X, just see. Suppose A, B, C take X and X by 2 and X by 3 days respectively to finish the work. Why? It is given. A takes twice as much time as B or thrice as much time as C. So A, B, C take X, X by 2 and X by 3 days respectively to finish the work. Okay. So you can add just together 1 by x plus 2 by x plus 3 by x is equal to half, because they can finish the work in 2 days. It is given. So if you will add, so the result will be 1 by 2. So we have to solve. That is in left side. So LCM is x and 1 plus 2 plus 3 is nothing but 6. 6 by x is equal to 1 by 2. So x is equal to 12. So B takes 12 by 2 is equal to 6 days to finish the work. Okay? Fine. Now 7. A works thrice as fast as B. If B can complete a work in 12 days independently, the number of days in which A and B can together finish the work. A works thrice as fast as B. So ratio of rates of working of A and B equal to 3 is to 1, because A works thrice as fast as B. So in the work sense, it is 3 is to 1. So ratio of time is 1 is to 3. Just we have to reverse. B is 1 day's work. is 1 by 12 because B can complete a work in 12 days. So in one day, that is 1 by 12th of the work. As each one day's work is 1 by 4, that is 3 times of B's, that is 1 by 12 into 3, that is nothing but 1 by 4. Just listen. So A plus B together is one day's work. It's 1 by 4 plus 1 by 12. That is simply 1 by 3. If we'll add 1 by 4 plus 1 by 12, LCM is 12, and 3 plus 1 is 4 by 12, it is nothing but 1 by 3. So A and B together can finish the work in 3 days. Okay. Number 8. A, B, C. A, B and C can do a piece of work in 20, 30 and 60 days respectively. In how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C on every third day? Repeat, every third day. A, B, C can do a piece of work in 20, 30, 60. So independently, A can do the piece of work in 1 by 20, B in 1 by 30 and C in 1 by 60. So yes, 2 days work because they have completed the work later, but they have worked together for 2 days. So yes, 2 days work is 1 by 20 into 2 is equal to 1 by 10. For A plus B plus C, their 1 day work is nothing but we have to add 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 60. That is nothing but 6 by 60 equal to 1 by 10. Just you have to add. So work done in 3 days is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10 is equal to 2 by 10 is nothing but 1 by 5. Now 1 by 5th work is done in 3 days. So whole work will be done in 3 into 5, that is 15 days. Right? So number 9. A can finish a work in 18 days and B can do the same work in 15 days. B worked for 10 days and left the job. In how many days A alone can finish the remaining work? A can finish a work in 18 days. So in one day, 1 by 18, and B can do the same work in 15 days. So B can do in 1 by 15. In one day, he can do 1 by 15 B, and in one day, he can do 1 by 18. B work for 10 days. So, B's 10 days work is equal to 1 by 15 into 10. That is nothing but 2 by 3. Remaining work is, so total work is 1. So, 1 minus 2 by 3 is 1 by 3. This is the remaining work. Now, 1 by 18 work is done by A in one day. So, 1 by 18 work is done by A is 1 by 18 into 3, that is equal to 6 days. So this is the answer. Okay. Thank you.